Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 16th day of July, 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with first responders who every day are trying their best to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are out here trying to help recover people that are victims of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators, double curses on all those who profit from these things, and double curses on the perverts that create the great demands that cause these industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and veterans homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game in Nevada, Las Vegas yesterday. The New York Knicks played the Brooklyn Nets. In the Summer League game, the Knicks ended up winning the game 97-93. But more important, there was some very important developments. Like I said, this summer is not about the wins and losses. It's about development of players. It's about players winning roster spots, maybe getting contracts, people ending careers here in New York. So yesterday, both Marjon, Beauchamp, and Tyler Kolek played outstanding basketball. Kolek was, as we know, playing horrible basketball. And, yesterday I watched Ian Begley did a mailbag, or something like a mailbag. I forgot what he calls it. But he did it with Lee Escobedo. He's on my man KOT show. And it was one of the better ones I've seen. A lot of times, unfortunately, our man Ian brings some knuckleheads on that show. But Lee was good yesterday. And what he said something very important, and I agree with what he's saying here with respect to Kolek. This is the thing. Kolek, as the first two games of the Summer League, was not only not, playing his way out of New York. He was playing his way out of New York and being back off the team, right? But the thing is, yesterday, what I saw was the best offensive game, the best game that Kolek has played in any game since he's been in the New York Knicks organization. And so he played 33 minutes. He scored 25 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He did very well. It's 4 turnovers still, but this is Summer League. So outstanding offensive game. And the 4 steals, sometimes people would look at that and say, well, he must have played good defense. No. Allen Iverson once led the NBA in steals, and he will admit he was a terrible defender. But when you see a lot of steals, what it means is they're playing good team defense, and the player, in this case Kolek, is being extremely intelligently opportunistic. And that was what was going on yesterday. Kolek is not a kid that's going to overwhelm you with his physical attributes, but he must be able to play a high IQ game, which was the frustrating thing in the first 2 games. He was turning the ball over too much, and he wasn't setting up the offense, and the pressure was getting to him. He wasn't using his basketball IQ a lot. Yesterday was different. He was using his teammates. His teammates were helping him set picks for him in the backcourt, setting picks for him at the top of the key at the point of attack. And he was using that expertly. He shot the ball with confidence. That's a huge thing. 5 threes, 5 of 12 from the three-point line, 6 of 6 from the line. As I said, he has the mechanics and the template to be a really good NBA level shooter. He just needs to get used to the speed of the game and, of course, as I mentioned, the confidence. He had that yesterday. Defensively, he's still not good enough to play in the Knicks organization in a rotation. And the reason is the Knicks already have, and this is what Lee was talking about yesterday, the Knicks already have 2 weak defenders in their rotation, Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. You cannot be successful if you add a 3rd weak defender into that. Right now, with the rotation, the way it's set right now, you have, I mentioned Cat and JB, but then you got Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, right? You got Josh Hart, you got Deuce McBride, you hopefully will have Landry Shamet, you have Yabusele, and then you got Jordan Clarkson, another weak defender. Okay, so you can't bring in another guy, and that's going to be a challenge. Having Jordan Clarkson, Karl-Anthony Towns, and JB. So in the first unit, you got 2 weak defenders. So you're going to have to play around that. That's what Brown is here to do. The second unit, you're going to have 1 weak defender, Jordan Clarkson. Okay, so you're going to have 1 weak defender. So you don't want to add a second weak defender into the second unit or have another one coming off the bench. You need another staunch defender. I had 2 people coming on my channel and said the Knicks need shooters. Bull crap. They don't need no shooters. They need defenders. Okay, that's what they need. Defenders. Don't expect in Summer League for the team to shoot the lights out. Summer League. Okay, everything is a little bit loosey-goosey. So you get 10 fouls. So it's not going to be tremendous shooting. The Knicks don't need additional shooting. You just need to add Landry Shamet back into this team, right? So you get Landry Shamet, Deuce could shoot, Yabusele could shoot, Brunson could shoot, Clarkson could shoot, Mikal could shoot, OG could shoot. You got enough shooters, okay? And of course, Karl-Anthony Towns could shoot. You got plenty of shooters. You don't need any more pure shooters. We good. This was like a few years ago. People was like, we need a stretch 5. We need defense. Period. Same team, healthy, with more defense. That's what we need. Okay? And they got it. They got what they need. They just need to get healthy, stay healthy, and develop what they have as a cohesive unit. In other words, continuity. Now, with respect to Kolek, that's the problem he's going to face right now. He's obviously offensively talented, gifted passer, and I always believed in his ability to shoot. I thought that was just a matter of time for him to be able to shoot the ball in the NBA. And it's still, he's not a finished product with respect to that. That again, it takes time. But he's older, but it still takes time. Lee was bringing that up to us. He's older. He's 24. He's gonna be 25. But it takes time. So the Knicks have a decision to make. And Kolek has a decision to make. Both, and see, the way this works today, in this modern NBA, most times it's like traditional. A dude will be on the team and then he won't be. He'll be traded, right? And he maybe wasn't expecting the trade. Like Obi Toppin apparently wasn't expecting the trade to Indiana. He didn't know that was coming. But then, and Julius said he didn't know the Minnesota trade was coming. Okay? So a lot of times guys are traded, don't know it's coming. But then there are people that request to be traded because they can see that their path to playing time is blocked for various reasons. In Kolek's case, he's got Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet maybe, Deuce McBride, and of course Jalen Brunson blocking his playing time. Okay, he's not going to play with all of these guys there. So he might feel, and his representation might feel, he has a better opportunity to get minutes on another team. You see, brethren, again, I just want to point out, every player wants to win a championship. But being realistic, you're a young player like Kolek, you're in the NBA. The first thing you want to do is get a bag. You want to set your family up for life. Now, Kolek got a $6 million, $6.5 million guaranteed money. That's big money. Shoot, if I had $6.5 million, I'd have retired 5 years ago. But in the NBA, and the level of money these cats are getting, just the other day, they extended Triple J in Memphis for $240, right? They extended J Will for $280. So, that's some serious money. So if you could get a $10 million contract or something like that, you good. So what you want, to get that, you got to play, right? In order to get that, you got to play. So Kolek's problem is that his defense is not strong enough to say to the Knicks, you don't need to re-sign Shaman. I got this. That's really what we're talking about. His defense is not good enough for the Knicks to say, okay, we got Kolek. We don't need to re-sign Shaman. We could use that money somewhere else and just put Tyler Kolek in it. It's not good enough. And if you're going to be real, you want to compare defense of Landry Shamet to defense of Tyler Kolek. Let's not get crazy, right? It's not even comparable. So that's why you go for Shamet if you can get it back. Or even DeLon Wright, who plays better defense than Kolek also. Trying to win a chip here. So for Kolek, he's got to decide, okay, I got another year. I mean, that's what he's got, really. He's got another, the fourth year is a team option. And you and I very well know the Knicks ain't picking that up. Unless something drastically turns his fourth year team option, forget it. But he's got another year of guaranteed money right now. So for him, he's got a decision to make. Listen, do I want to just take this year guaranteed loot and then see what I could get on the open market? He could do that at age 25. He could do that. Or, and then this could say, listen, we control his rights for 2 more seasons. Let's see if he develops some more. They could do that. But then there has to be a meeting of the mind. So now Kolek is looking at it and saying, man, I ain't going to play, not this year. Maybe, if he improves his defense next year. And I've been saying this starting from last year. I said he needs at least a year to see if he can play NBA level defense. People get all cross-eyed when the offensive talent. But we trying to win this chip. We need some defense. No defense, no bueno. So he got to decide, okay, should I get this next $2 million in guaranteed money and see if I can get into the rotation next year, which is a function of how much he improves defensively this year, because he's going to play in the G League. Just a question of, can he improve defensively? Or is his representation going to say to him, look, you could probably be in the Brooklyn Nets rotation. He probably could. Brooklyn is so young. I mean, they got 5 number ones, and all those 5 are going to play. Kolek could be a veteran compared to those cats, right? So he can maybe even start. He could play in Brooklyn Nets rotation. And there's a number of teams. It's not just Brooklyn. I just said it because we played them yesterday. But there's the bottom level teams. Let me not be nasty about it. But I'm just saying the lower echelon developing teams, the teams that are in development mode. Your Chicago Bulls, your Brooklyn Nets, your Charlotte Hornets, your Washington Wizards. Maybe he could get some time, some minutes on one of those squads. You got Portland Trailblazers, Utah Jazz. I mean, he's going to have competition now. There's some good players on those teams. And all of those teams brought in a lot of young talent to develop. But Kolek could decide, listen, if I could get on a Brooklyn squad and I can show my stuff, maybe I can get paid, next year. This is my last guaranteed year. I could get some minutes. I could show what I got. Yes, I'm a little weak defensively, but maybe, I can parlay that into a 3-year, $12 million deal at the end of this deal, So he's got a decision to make, right? This is what this is about for him. So for Kolek and the Knicks, there's decisions that need to be made. He could sit on the Knicks bench and get more G League time and develop, get that guaranteed, right now, well, for him, it's a guaranteed $2.2 million. He could take that money and then, he's got that. And then next year, he's got a it's a $2.1 million team option next year. And so he can decide, we'll ride this out with the Knicks, and and that's up to him. Nobody can make that decision for him. That's a decision he's got to make for himself. So that's the decision he got to make, and the Knicks got to make a decision and say, look, he's not going to play this year. That's what's going to happen. He's not going to play this year. He's got a guaranteed year this year. He's got a guaranteed year in 26-27. And then the 27-28 year is a team option. You can forget that. So he can use this year and develop some more, because on the Knicks side, if he can develop adequate defense, and I'm not giving up on him doing that. He's too good offensively to not give him a shot in terms of development on the defensive side of the ball, even though he's a little older. So give him the $2 million, let him develop in G League, and let's see if he comes in next year. Because if he comes in next year and play adequate, defense. I'm talking T.J. McConnell level, tough defense. T.J. McConnell's also limited, defensively because of his physical attributes, but he's a tough dude. And that's what I'm looking for from Kolek. People keep mentioning John Stockton. Some of y'all need to stop using drugs and eating mushrooms, man, for real. Stop it. But if I can get T.J. McConnell out of this boy, that's worth keeping. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. There got to be a meeting of the minds here. Tyler could stay, take his $2 million, come back next summer, turn into T.J. McConnell. He'd be 25 years old, about that time. T.J. started really playing, at age about 25, 26. Baby, he come back, play that. So he still got $2.3 million. If he don't want to like the scenery, if he don't like the way this vibe is going, trade me, and I'm ready to go to Brooklyn or someplace else and get me some playing time, maybe get me a bag when I'm 26, 27. That's what we're talking about. So for Kolek, yesterday proved that he could play NBA basketball on an offensive side of the ball. He can maybe, if you have a team of defenders, you can put him in there. See, if he could play, he could play in the same role as a Jordan Clarkson. I'm saying surrounded by defenders, or Jalen Brunson. The Knicks can't afford, in terms of wins and losses, to do that because they already got 2 weak defenders, and he ain't playing in front of Brunson or Jordan Clarkson, right? So that ain't happening. And you still got Deuce out there, and Deuce gonna play a big role this year. So Tyler's stuck. So he got a decision to make, and Knicks got a decision to make. But yesterday, he played a tremendous offensive game yesterday. Completely under control. Wasn't trying to make fancy passes, making solid passes. And in fact, the commentator, some cat that actually, coaches some of these guys, was saying that he talked to Kolek before the game, told him stop trying to make the fancy pass, make the solid pass. I think that worked out for him pretty well. Not only that, Kolek played very well yesterday with Beauchamp, who also was struggling. Now, I think Beauchamp is in another situation that's similar. Not exactly, though. What I mean is, Beauchamp, I told y'all, Beauchamp is an NBA player. There's no question about that. He can play both sides of the ball. What he's trying to show now is that he can shoot the three. He can play defense. He can position defense. He can play man-up defense. He can guard 1s, 2s, and 3s. No doubt in my mind. He played smart yesterday. He and Kolek were identical. 7 of 17 yesterday. Both 25 points yesterday. He had 5 boards yesterday. He also had 4 turnovers. That ain't no good. And then he got, 2 steals, 2 assists, right? 5 boards. But he played good defense yesterday. And I always thought Beauchamp was a solid player, even coming out of college, well, he didn't go to college. He was like in the G League, Ignite or something. But I thought he was a solid player. I didn't think he was a first rounder, but he did get drafted in the first round. So he got a little bit of guaranteed money. Now he's out here trying to, keep his NBA career going, which I think he will. He's young enough. Somebody going to pick this boy up and give him an NBA minimum. He's got a decision to make. So the Knicks got 1 roster spot. People still ain't getting that. People throwing all these names out here. There's 1 roster spot. That's it. Okay? There's a rookie spot, but there's only 1 rookie. And he's getting that spot. That's Mohamed Diawara, who also played very well yesterday. He's getting that spot. So take the rookie spot out your mind. There's 1 roster spot. And you're talking about Shamet. You're talking about Beauchamp. You're talking about McCullar. You're talking about Chris Paul, Marcus Smart, and whoever else they monitoring, Ben Simmons. So all of those are for this 1 roster spot. Okay? Now, to me, it's obviously Shamet, in my view. There's no question. Forget everybody else, it's Shamet. But what you going to do with Beauchamp? Because 6'7", can guard 3 positions on the NBA level. I think right now the Knicks got him on a two-way deal already. He just signed a two-way deal in the spring. They ain't got to do nothing. Let him stay in a two-way deal. He can play 50 games for the Knicks during the course of the season. And he's going to be needed to do that. It's a long season. So you can keep him on the G League deal. You can continue to develop him. He's 24. You can bring him up and play him spot minutes, which Brown would do. And he's good. Now, he might be, he's a young boy. He might say, listen, man, look, that's all good, but I need to get paid. And he's right? But see, listen, he done already got some money. He got some money because he was guaranteed. When he got drafted by the Bucks, he had like 3 guaranteed seasons. He has made in his career, I'm going to look at his career earnings. He has made in his career $8 million, okay? Which means after taxes, he made $4 million over 3 years, which means, hopefully he's not a spendthrift. Some people go crazy. He should have about $2 million saved. Not bad, right, for a 24-year-old boy. But he's 24. Young, could probably get some more money. So now, Beauchamp, his decision is not as hard as Kolek's. Beauchamp can really just sit here and get this two-way deal because I'm thinking for him, right, he's got a shot. Somebody gets hurt. Somebody gets hurt and you could bring him up. You ain't got to even go look at the waiver wire. You could just bring him up. He's a wing, always valuable wings, right? So you could bring him up and you could play him at a minimum contract. He ain't cost, and y'all should know by now. The Don, the chess playing multiple movement Don, always into saving money. So you could bring this boy in there. Somebody gets hurt. You got a wing you could bring right in there. $2-3 million, you got it. Okay? And meanwhile, you control his rights. Now, Beauchamp, on his side, he said, look, okay, I'm trying to revive my career. I'm in the Knicks organization right now. I'm gonna get my two-way money. It's gonna be like, I think he could get like $2 million. I think he can get like $2 million. So get my two-way money. I can get some opportunities to develop in the organization, right? And maybe next year I can fight my way into a regular contract. I think you should do that. Okay? Because his other option is cut me and let me go get an NBA minimum somewhere else. I wouldn't do that right now if I'm him. I try to stay in the Knicks organization, championship organization. He's going to play eventually. It's an 82-game grind. Somebody gets hurt. He's going to be able to be called up and get some minutes, okay? Develop, man. Develop your game. So the Knicks don't have to do nothing with him. Just keep him on that two-way deal. Done deal. That's it, okay? He's good. And he played very well yesterday, except he played both sides of basketball. He played both sides of basketball, and he was hitting the boards. I like Beauchamp. I like him as an NBA player. He's going to be all right. So, Beauchamp played well. So, he is basically set. He ain't got to do nothing but play well. And he's in the Knicks organization. He's on the two-way contract. He can come up for 50 games. I think he just sits tight. The thing was, if he was balling out like averaging 25 a game and playing, tremendous, like man among boys, like tremendous, he would make the Knicks make a decision on Shaman. But Beauchamp ain't good enough to cause them not to go get Shaman. Not in the championship year. So Beauchamp needs to sit tight. Diawara is going to be on the roster. He's getting that rookie deal. There's no question about it. Yesterday, he was -7, but defense is always tight on this boy. He got more offensive capability than I thought. He can play offense. He needs to be developed, no doubt about it. But I bring him on the roster. Let him practice with the pros. Let him practice with OG every day. Let him practice with McCullar every day. Let him get the feel of being on the squad. He's going to be good. 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan, can handle a rock, and still got some offensive skills. Yeah, we keeping him. So Diawara is going to be on the contract. Hukporti continued, he was -5 yesterday, 4 points. He just, I think it was a function of them just trying to look at other players. He's ready, man. Just let him be. He'll be all right. Then you got Nnaji. Somebody talking about Nnaji disappointed me. He played better 3 years ago. That is silly. Nnaji is bigger, stronger, and more skilled than he was 3 years ago. Sometimes playing with, and this is again what they brought up on Ian's show yesterday, sometimes playing with lesser players lessens you. Even when you're in street ball, when you're coming up, and you wanted to get better, all of it, you look into the playgrounds where the better ball players are and you play there because you're playing against stiffer competition causes you to get better, right? And that's generally, that goes all the way to the pros. So I think Nnaji is hurting a little bit statistically because of who he's playing with. I think if he was playing with guys like a Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, I think he'd be pretty good. So yesterday he was +3, aggressive. I like Nnaji. Najee's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but he can guard the rim. He's a rim protector. He's very active, nice motor, okay. And again, if you put him out there with other players, like if he's out there and OG's out there and Karl Anthony Towns out there, they gotta, if the ball is in the air, they gotta watch those guys. Nnaji I think he would be all right in that scenario. See, in summer league, they could all put on him, right? But I like Nnaji. I don't know what they're gonna do though. He's not gonna get that last roster spot. He's not. So you already got Beauchamp on a 2-way deal. Dink Pate's taking the other 2-way deal. And then you got Kevin McCullar, who didn't play yesterday. But Kevin McCullar, you're going to keep his 2-way deal too. So I don't know what's going to happen with Nnaji. I don't know what's going to happen. Because Dink Pate's getting that other 2-way deal. Anton Watson, not a bad player. Out of Gonzaga, good program, solid player. But I think you got to take that 19-year-old kid and develop him. Dink Pate, he played about 14 minutes yesterday. He's been playing solid from the beginning. He's been playing solid, and you know what? He's one of those kids. He's actually getting a little better every game because you know why? He just needs to get comfortable, and as he's getting more comfortable playing and he's getting consistent minutes, he's gonna look better. You put him in the 2-way deal and let him play G League. By the end of one season, he's gonna be good. He's going to be really good. So I just want to wait on. He's going to take that Anton Watson's deal. Watson probably going to get picked up someplace else. He's good. He's good. He can play NBA basketball, but there's no room here with the Knicks. Knicks are stacked. Okay, so that's that. So at this point, Kolek got a decision to make. I don't know if he wants to stay with New York or think he can get another, opportunity to ball out somewhere. Like I said, get some minutes and get a rotation minutes with a team that's developing, like Charlotte or the Nets. Or does he want to stay in the Knicks organization, continue to be part of this organization, continue to develop for another year? He's got 2 more guaranteed years. So he got this coming year, 2.2, and he get like a 2.3 the following year. Take your little money, develop, see if you can push into the rotation by increasing your abilities on the defensive end of the floor. Like I said, he should be studying T.J. McConnell because him and McConnell are very much alike. He just needs to be tough like McConnell is on defense. He needs to be tough like that. But yeah, so I'm liking what I'm seeing in the summer league. Like I said, I wanted to see what these kids are doing. They're all fighting for what they're fighting for. And it looks to me, like I said, Beauchamp, he's set. Keep him on that G League deal. Diawara's getting the rookie deal. Hukporti's already set. He's already signed. They already picked up his option. He's going to be in the rotation. Then you got Kolek, who's still developing. Offensively, he needs to continue to do what he did yesterday. Not force anything. Hit his open jump shots. Set up the offense. That's what he did. But he's got to start playing some defense. That is definite. Okay? Dink Pate. He's going to be in that 2-way deal. Nnaji, he might be the odd man out. I don't know what they're going to do with him. They ain't got a roster spot for him. They don't. So, and then when you're talking about, you got Cat, Yabusele, Mitchell Robinson, and Porty, you already got bigs, and you got 2 legit big at the 5 spot with Mitch Robin, Hukporti. I mean, you have to. Now, if Mitch Rob gets hurt, maybe you make sure you keep Nnaji on a G League. I mean, not G League contract and keep him around so that if something happens like that, you could sign him to that minimum spot because you got somebody hurt. So we'll see, but I don't want to lose him. I want to keep him if I can. That's why people keep mentioning players. Somebody mentioned Seth Curry. What the hell we need Seth Curry for? For what? To take whose spot? Anyway, we got what we need. We just need to keep it together and go win this chip. Guys played good yesterday. They got a good W. Good for them. Let's see if they can keep it going. They got a game Thursday. Who they playing Thursday? They playing Indiana's team on Thursday. Indiana's well coached, as we know. So, hey, let's see what they could do, man. Let's see what they could do Thursday. Keep this up. Everybody continue to do what you're doing. And let's see where this falls out. But it's looking pretty good. Like I said, at the end of this summer league, the Knicks are going to have 2 really good players. One of them is Diawara, the rookie one. And then they're going to have, either Shamit and then they're going to have some good 2-way guys. Beauchamp, McCullar, and Dink Pate. That's the way it's looking to me right now. So they're going to be good. Kolek is hopefully going to continue to be consistent offensively and develop defensively. For him, he's got to use his IQ more on the defensive end of the floor. That's what Jalen Brunson does. You got to use your IQ. It's not just all raw physical thing. You got to know where they're supposed to be on the defense and be there. He got to improve that. But let's wish the kid the best. He's a Knick. Enjoy your Wednesday. Sure.